What's happening, guys? This is James Blom with MMOHuts.com, taking a first look at Strife from S2 Games, which is another one of our most anticipated games for the new year, and also happens to be the first real second-generation MOBA, meaning it's been designed to reflect the experience learned from its developer already making a game in the genre, which in this case happens to be Heroes of Newerth. And so with Strife, S2 Games is trying to get rid of a lot of the frustrating elements common to MOBAs, and in doing so they aim to make the game a lot easier to get into, especially for newer players, without completely taking away its competitiveness that a lot of the veteran players of the genre really like. And so I'll show you guys around the game and discuss the elements, pointing out just how they're trying to do that. Now, starting out, Strife offers up a great tutorial for new players, going over the basics as far as movement, using and leveling skills, and buying items. And it's easy to see just from that their goal is to make the game really accessible. And I've got to say, it's a good start with their smooth tutorial. And you'll notice right away that the game is set up very similar to other MOBAs, with 3 lanes, towers, minions, and jungle mobs. Nothing really new there, but they've sort of overhauled the game to make nearly everything convenient, and at the same time help and eliminate some of the inter-team competitiveness and solo responsibilities. For example, in early game, farming minions still has players last hitting for gold, but they've taken the burden off the individual player. So once you've gained that last hit kill, that amount of gold is granted to everyone in the lane. That's on your team, of course, and that lets players share the task of last hitting and worry a lot less about stealing last hits from each other.
Greece rules the seas.
Similarly, there are no wards that players have to place down, due to the fact that they're essentially built into the map, and either side can activate them just by passing by. And there's also a couple of features that help keep you in the action, or at least help you get back to it quick. There's no cooldown to your callback, and just like anything else in the game, you can assign it to pretty much any key you want, which is really nice. And when you return back to your base, you get a nice movement speed boost that lasts for about 5 seconds or so to get you back into the action quick, and I really like this feature. If only you could always move this fast. Everything seems to go back into slow motion once you get out of your ward again. And here's another cool feature: if you don't engage in combat for over a short period of time, then you start to regenerate health. So this helps you stay in the lane a lot longer, and returning a base is something you just don't do much of, because this gives you the freedom to hold back from attacking for a little while to heal a bit, or you can hang out in the bush and engage when needed. You're not really missing out on much in the short run because your lane partner is last hitting for both of you. There's definitely a lot of one feature aids another in this game. And likewise, another thing that keeps you in the lane longer is to have your very own courier bring you your purchased items. They get there really fast, and there's no cost involved, and they also can't be intercepted by the enemy team. So in this game, they're pure convenience.
Handing off your items.
And with that being said, the item shop is also very easy and straightforward. Pulling it up with B, you can search through and right-click to purchase, or left-click and purchase individual pieces of an item. Now, the cool part is that you can set up a loadout here and put your purchases in order. Usually you want to do this like right before the match starts, and the game will let you know when you're able to buy the next item. Plus, you can save these loadouts so that way you can have your favorite build ready to go in order, or switch to a different one depending on how you're needing to play for that match. But like I said, the cool thing is that you can assemble these item builds right inside the match.
Okay.
There is one element in the game, however, that can definitely turn the tides of the match, and that is Kratos, who looks like and basically is King Kong. So at certain times, Kratos can be tamed by defeating Sindara, which is the largest jungle camp, and she definitely takes the entire team to take down. But once you finally take her down, she considers you worthy and releases Kratos to push your lane.
You have proven yourselves, and gained the allegiance of the Sentinel Kratos. Use him wisely.
And the cool part is, the lane he pushes can be decided by the players, and you've got about 45 seconds to decide. So you might have him push a lane that is already cleared, making it easy on him, or push one that your team is having a little bit of trouble with. Either way, he's tanky as hell to go up against, and powerful enough to take out a tower in like a few swipes. So overall, it's a really fun aspect of the game. So by now, you might have noticed that everyone's got a pet following them around. And these guys are not just cosmetic, they also give you abilities similar to the summoner spells in League of Legends, but at the same time they go beyond that. As you level up your pet with food, which is one of the resources you gain after a match, you gain access to more of their abilities. See, like Luster here is set up to help you afford items quicker, whereas Mystic, for example, has a skill like League's Clarity that gives you additional mana, and as you level him up, you get an ability that deals damage to a target. So they kind of vary based on the pet itself, and some of these abilities go beyond and give your heroes actual passive bonuses, like here, increasing your overall magic damage. Other than food to give to pets, you also have two other resources that you obtain by just completing a match: crafting ore and enchanting potions or elixirs. And along with the pet system, this is probably the most unique part of the game. So in the crafting menu here, you can take an item recipe, and with crafting ore, you can change up the components that are needed to make that item, resulting in a change in the item's bonuses. So for example, if I need attack speed for my build, I might pick up an item like this Demon Fang. But as it is, it grants me both power and attack speed. And if I want, I can swap one of the power shards for something else like a health regen item or pure health or whatever. But the idea is really cool. You spin the crafting ore and you can kind of make what you want. Now it may change up the cost because the cost is based on the individual components, so you really do have to think about what you're doing when it comes to crafting these items. You don't want to make something that's way too expensive for what it is and something you really can't access early game, at least if that's what you're going for. Now there is something that I noticed here, and it's not really that big of a deal. You don't get to see the end result with bonuses and all until you actually make the purchase with your crafting ore. Now keep in mind that the game is in closed beta, so this has already changed and will probably continue to change before launch. And that's also part of the reason the amount of resources used to craft stays as it is. Also, once you've crafted an item, or in a sense changed its recipe, it only lasts a certain period of time before you have to spend more crafting ore to basically make it again. Asking a few people in chat, they say that all crafted items last around 2 weeks or so. And the idea behind this is to encourage players to experiment as well as play the game to acquire these resources to continue to craft. There is, however, a way to make your crafted items last a few more days or even permanent, and that's part of the enchanting process. Now, this too is still undergoing updates and changes to make right, but enchanting an item can increase that item's bonus properties, and the more items you enchant, the greater the chance of making future items legendary. But it's also harder to lock in rare items. From what I can tell, it'll cost quite a bit to permanently temper a legendary item. So both of these systems give players who play the game often a slight advantage because you've got to play in order to earn your resources to keep your items, and you don't have a way to directly purchase any of these resources, which is good. You can, however, buy your way into 2 additional chances for a chance at more resources. See, after each match you get resources by selecting one of these 3 chests, and you can spend gems, which is the real cash currency, to get 2 more, but that still puts a limit on it. And honestly, with the crafting and enchanting systems being appealing to gamers that are regular to the game, it still seems okay and fair because they are catering towards that more casual crowd. And it is still in closed beta, so there's a lot of changes to be made to make it more of a balanced situation. As it is, the cash model in the game is very simple as well. All the heroes are free from the start and will never have to be purchased. Skins and the ability to dye your hero will actually cost the real money. So this is actually a really cool feature, by the way. There are often times when I like a skin, but really wouldn't mind changing the color, and you can do that with the dyes. And the skins that are currently in the game are actually really sweet. Minerva has a cool Tron skin here with several colors you can choose from to make it however you like it. And Vex has a cool Bioshock tribute that also looks really nice. And just seeing me go through the menus here, you can probably tell that the interface is very smooth and clean. The game actually looks pretty nice. And that's another thing I particularly like about the game, the match queue. When you start up a match, you choose your hero, and at this state of the game there are 13 to choose from, covering the typical hero types. You can filter them based on attack damage, ability damage, survivability, crowd control, and support. And for this game, I really like playing as Vex, Caprice, or Hail, but they're all really different. I usually don't like melee physical, but honestly, Hail is really fun to play. Usually it lets you pick your pet here, but if you've played several matches prior, then it likes to set one you've using as a default. And from here you can dye your hero, and also if available, you can pick their skin. Most heroes have skins. Obviously, Hail doesn't have any, although it would be really cool if they made an Akuma tribute for Hail. That'd be awesome, just saying. It's also nice to be able to select if you want auto purchase or auto level on right here. And so yeah, the overall look and appearance of the game so far is really nice. The graphics may not look all that great right here, but in the game, the heroes and the environment look great. And the game itself isn't very demanding on your system, so that's another plus. I really do like the clean UI, and everything about the game is easy to see. Like the huge health bars, for example, and how by default your health is yellow. I know that's something that you can change in other MOBAs, but it's nice that it's already set up that way, so you get used to it right off the bat without thinking about changing it. Plus, you can hit tab for a really organized view of everything. So all in all, Strife is really fun and more than perfect for anyone new to the genre, and even though the game has the crafting and enchanting aspects that encourage you to play often, it still seems like it would make a great casual MOBA. A lot of elements, like I said, are put into place for the player's convenience and to help get rid of the solo mentality of competitiveness within games like it. So, for now, it seems like they've got a nice hold on that idea, and hopefully they can continue to do so. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. You can pick up more information about the game by heading over to the Strife game profile at MMOHuts.com. The game is still in closed beta, and you do need a key to get in, but hopefully within a couple of months, they'll have a more public beta. But no word on that yet. So, thanks again for watching, and until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.
You are champions of the arena.